Testing this thing on. Testing, testing. Can anybody hear me? Is there anything on? Testing, testing, testing. I know, I know you were the one that came by saying yo, so if you sure you're still here, you let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody else come in for the chat, so or I haven't seen anybody, so I don't know who's here. Testing 1 2 3. Testing, testing. It's one of the habits. Testing, testing. 1 2 3 is the thing I've been doing since I've been doing some nice volunteer work and assistance and technical stuff somewhere. So it's that statement I'm used to saying. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. It looks like it's green, so it looks like everything is working. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay. Well, it looks like things are working fine. I'm just on my OBS, just looking at the meters, the audio mixer meters. It lets me know if it's ever in the green. You always keep it in the green. If it gets in the yellow, there's like a green, yellow, and a red. It's like a mixed meter. If you get it to like, even if you get to the yellow, you're still okay, but never get into the red. Otherwise, you get a lot of cuts and bad audio exchange going on. Turn it down a little bit. Okay, look like it's working good. Okay. Okay. Now, where in the world do I even begin? I mean, obviously, you don't see anything on the screen, right? You're like, there's nothing here. As all you see is this mysterious. Look, like what in the world? Look what's on this screen. You got this mysterious chat log that's right here. I'm gonna put up this. Like, this is my inspection board, man. You got a lot of stuff on here. You got this mysterious chat log. Found it like a few days ago. It's like it was like on this. It was like an odd screen. Like it just. It's like things will just appear on it, like as if someone's there. It's like a supernatural chat log. They got all kinds of stuff. Look at all this stuff. I mean, they're doing a lot of investigations, inspection. I mean, investigating a lot of stuff. What's about that? You got these swords here. Let's just say they're souvenirs. You got two big. You got these broadswords here, kind of souvenirs. You got a strange looking blade. You got what looked to be is a card here. And it says, "Take your heart." I thought it was a Valentine's Day kind of little weird Valentine's Day. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like an odd looking kind of. It's like somebody wants to reach out to somebody. It's heart. It's like, let me take your heart. Let me take your breath away. I mean, it wasn't so good thing. Wasn't anybody literally trying to take somebody's heart? I dealt with that case a long time ago. I call it the quote unquote Aztec case because of the nature of the missing hearts. The organ, the physical organ, not the like, oh, like spiritual, like, oh yeah, your heart, follow your heart. No, like literally their heart was taken out. That was a very horrid case. Kind of who it was and why, that's crazy. Hey, Hot Sale, you there, bro? I know I tried contacting you. Maybe you might be busy playing or something, but yeah, if you're there, let me know in the chat. Other than that, let's move on. So you got a calling card I found. Found like a key. Oh, you're there? Awesome. Good. You got like a key there. I had to put a question mark. Still trying to figure out what does it unlock. It's like in the upper area up here. Very odd key. When I found it, I thought I heard like a strange giggling from somewhere in the building or location where I found it. It was, I don't know how it's. I'm trying to remember how it sounded. It was like how does that laugh go? Where does that go? Like woohoo, something like that. And then over here, yeah, you see my inspection time plaque. You got these. I know the spirit thing is just part of like the design, but like, and then you got like in the very left side corner up here is someone that is named Goro Majima, the eye patch dude, was apparently went missing. Last thing I remember that was reported about this person is that apparently there was sightings of someone that appeared to have an eye patch, but they're wearing a pirate's hat, sailing out in the sea somewhere. I have to investigate that further and see if that's true, or we'll have to do some on the sea lookouts to see if we can find them. Pirate as could be. But otherwise, I'm all just jokes and everything. But this is just kind of letting y'all know, obviously, this is just letting y'all the games that I like, obviously. The references to certain games that I liked playing. Some action, well, many RPG, just of various kinds. This is my new little intermission screen. That's what they call it. Now, above the chat, the little screen is eventually going to have... Now, that one might be a cam screen or a preview screen. Last time when I had a screen like that above my chat, I used it as a preview for the upcoming game that I was about to stream. Sometimes it was just, and that's what I mostly used it for. And then my big screen right here was just like me, in there or something. But I might switch it around where like you'll see like the game stuff or whatever I want to have on the screen on the big side, and then like have my cam be on the upper right corner, which some streamers actually do. But it doesn't have to be that way. I could switch it around. I could have like, oh, here's my cam screen, or even as like my PNG screen, whatever I want to have over here on the big one with the materia spheres, and then just have the game or whatever YouTube, whatever internet, whatever I want to show on the right above the chat. Well, I won't show it. It'll just be a preview. It'll just be a preview, and then I'll full screen switch over. But this is a just chatting segment, so There won't be any gaming. It's like, oh, I know. Because I've been gaming a lot. I haven't really done too many. I haven't really. It's funny, on YouTube, I've hardly done any just chatting, like just streams just to chat. I haven't really done a lot of that. I've just been mostly gaming. Being here long enough, like I just been mostly gaming. That's all I've been doing. I hadn't really chat. I haven't really chat about much. I did chat about some games and everything, but I didn't really like do much of any gaming. But I can tell you the understanding of what a just chatting segment is at the end of the day. Just chatting is where I just chat with you, the chat, the people who come into my streams, chat about topics. Now, of course, there are some topics that I do tend to avoid or minimize or just not talk about at all. One of those, obviously, for me, is politics. I don't do politicking here. I don't do I don't do really much politic discussions here. There are channels that do that. They're all about politics, but I don't do a lot of that stuff here. If I was to talk about something related to politics, it mostly be maybe like pertaining to maybe the game that I'm playing. Because I'll talk about games more, but like, yeah, if it was pertaining to, like, let's say I was playing a game where there was some kind of thematic or meaningful thing where politics, the topic of or subject matter of politics was involved. One of those types of games, obviously, is Metal Gear Solid. That one is definitely a lot of commentary on politics. You cannot look at Metal Gear Solid and think there's no commentary on politics on that one. There is. There's a lot of it. Hearing the phrase, the what is it? Military industrial complex. There's various terminologies I remember learning about long ago that, like in political science, and then it's like some of it gets brought up in that game, it gets mentioned, and I'm like, no surprise. Especially the game that involves things like war and espionage, stealth, and dealing with a lot of those type of issues, those type of topics. Not understanding what to talk about, but let me just say what's going on, what's been happening, what's going on here. So, you just saw like the new designs that I implemented. First, it was the starting soon screen. Although I was gonna have a mill, the smiling circular. The smiling spears, the robot with the machine with the being with the smiling spear, the smiling face. I was probably gonna have them do like a circular animation, rolling animation, something, but I didn't really know how, or I didn't really figure out how the best to approach that, so I just left them to sit still. But yeah, that was my starting soon screen. It was more of like I was kind of going for like just a basic theme of just, this is like a detective, an investigator, and, kind of in like small areas, small town, near city, like kind of just in the city, in the town, and, kind of giving off that sort of investigative feel. If that makes sense. But just like I kind of like the blue and the night light thing in the background. I kind of like all that stuff. So there's a lot of that. I thought it out. So like what inspired me? So the first topic days, I'm just gonna talk about like my little overlay things. I'm gonna switch over. You'll see my BRB, and then I'll show you what the stream end looks like. But that doesn't mean the stream's over. I'll switch back. But basically, I was just going for like, okay, my persona is like that of an investigator, detective, or a private eye. I couldn't think of what a detective or just a private investigator. They're kind of two different things, actually. But there was a similar investigative type mystery investigator type person. That's who I am. So, getting to the truth and the heart of matters. the important, significant details, all that. So I was like, okay, I want to kind of have some kind of portrayal in these designs that I make in my stream, like I just did just now. What do I need to do that? But also have like slight references to the games that I like. You know, like what you see on the board here. All this, you could tell the games that I liked playing are being referenced in here. You know, you can see the references as plain as day. Even Nier Automata, the little circular-eyed spots, like just like left and right of the word inspection time is a reference to the Nier Automata robots, machines. So like I wanted to have like slight little references of games that I've played that I really enjoyed, especially the Yakuza series. Aseo, thank you so much, buddy, for introducing me to Yakuza 0. Oh my god. I remember those years ago. Right? I think I streamed it. You can remind me, right? I think I streamed it, yes. And I remember like I think because I know I played Yakuza Kiwami on Twitch. I remember that. I actually played that on Twitch. I don't think you were there, but that's when I met another streamer. And then what else? Yeah. But I was on there and I Twitch streamed it and finally beat the game. To Yakuza 0. I believe you were the one who introduced it to me, though. Yakuza 0. Unless it was my brother, because I remember my brother played Yakuza Kiwami. But I don't know if he had Yakuza 0, though. Yeah, he did have it, though, but I don't remember if he introduced it to me. I was thinking you were the one introducing me. If you didn't, then no worries. But if it's just the case that you don't remember because it's been a very long time, no worries about that either. But I remember playing it, and you were there watching me stream that game on YouTube. That much is certain. But I remember playing Yakuza Kiwami on Twitch. You weren't there. It was another streamer. I remember another people that watched me play it. And then I was on YouTube. Eventually, later on, I streamed Yakuza 0. And that's where I got to enjoy the character development, the character changes, involvements, and then kind of seeing where they were going and then understanding why Goro is the way he is. Yeah. So maybe you might not have introduced me to it, but I know you were there when you saw me play it, though. That's for sure. Yeah, you introduced me Dot Hack to you, Toriumono, and Genshin. That's those three, definitely. Don't forget Persona 5. Well, actually, for Persona 5, I streamed it on Twitch, and then they had that whole block thing. And then on YouTube, I think it was more so of like you were kind of trying to talk to me about it, but you were hoping I would maybe play it or something. You kept kind of bugging me about it. You were that bugging neighbor who kept bugging me about Persona 5. If you do that again, I'm gonna chase you out of here. I'm gonna make sure you get arrested for targeted harassment. No, I'm just kidding. When are you gonna play Persona 5? He's like, shut up. Well, you weren't technically like that, but it was just getting to play Persona 5 because I hadn't really got back to playing it. But last year, I see that expression. I know I'm just playing with you. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I remember the times that I just hadn't really started playing it, and I only started a little bit, but then I hadn't really took time to play it at all. And then eventually I did choose to play it and I streamed it. And you saw me do it. I think it was you and a few other people saw me stream that game. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I'm going to have something on this screen in a moment. I'm just kind of working out the details a bit. BRB. All right. Yeah, you can let me know when you get back too, so that way I know you're. There's a couple of things I do want to show. Some things I'm kind of working on a bit. Although these are things that are just like concepts, but I mean, don't know if I might follow through, but if I do, surely they will be implemented. But let me just, I just gotta, let me see if I can get to what I will, get what I need. I got some things in the works right now. I gotta find it. Where's that other image I wanted to look for? Yeah, there's another image. I'm like, let me look for it. Where is it? You know, it's funny. I mean, you could hardly hear it, but let me turn it up a little bit. But the beat I have here. Kind of reminds me of like the Batman theme music that that I like. I love the Batman theme music. I don't know about y'all, but I love Batman. I love the music. I love all of it. Just trying to get some things set. Oh boy. You know, the one thing that's on my mind is what got me to decide to make those material orbs right up above the the material orbs. Yeah, the spears. I think what inspired that. I mean, of course, my love of Final Fantasy VII, obviously, but also like I kind of wanted to go like a little. I mean, I don't know if the term is gauntlet. It's like I don't know. I think it was just. Oh, I think I okay. I remember. So I was experimenting with how to color draw. Well, not how to draw, but how to color metal. How to create a spherical or spear-like 3D, almost near 3D like effect in a 2D form. And I think I watched a little tutorial on now the software. I think I'll wait till Haseo comes back. You don't want him to, But I'll just say yeah, there's a certain software. Well, actually, yeah, I think I'll mention it. Oh, hey, Haseo here. Yeah, what inspired me to make that materia on the upper corners there in the metal spheres, because I wanted to learn to draw and color metal. How to make metal, how to make anything that's metal glowing, like have it glow and have it look exactly how you want it to be. If it's a jewel, whether it's a jewel, if it's gold plated, bronze, silver, if it's just plain metal, I wanted to depict that. So I have a software on my iPad. Yeah, so I got some stuff that I'm going to be showing in the stream in a moment. But I have so I got my iPad. And in my iPad, I have a software called iBiz. I can probably spell it. Was it iBiz Paint X? Ibis. I don't know if it's Ibis or Ibis. And that technically allows me to and it's given me it's one of those. I mean, there's something called Premiere Pro, or Procreate. There's certain applications you can get like a tablet for drawing and painting. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just getting some of my imagery. But I used that. We're watching the tutorial. I was watching the tutorial with iBiz Paint X, and I was using that tutorial to help me. Yeah, I was using that tutorial to help me design the metal, color, learn how to color metal. Good thing my the software had like these filters or these thematic filters or so that you can select, and it allows you to control the lighting of color in very creative and unique ways, and it helps create the effect of metal. It's kind of like what I did with the inspection time plaque above too. So it helped me learn those techniques, and yeah, I was able to create the spear effect for the materia and create the little plated metal that it was attached to. And I was able to create like a shadowy effect on the spear, so you can see like it's like give it like a 3D like feel illusion, or give it like a 3D like feel. Yeah, it was what I could do, man. Now I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. Can I No, I call it a bot as Watson's. I have to figure out how to name. There's a technique. There's a way to name your my Stream Elements bot. There's a way to name it. I want to name it Watson 2.0 or something, but I have to. There's a process I have to look up. There's tutorials. There's things they say. Oh, this is what you have to do it. And then once I find that out, I can accomplish that for show. For show. For show. So I'm gonna see how I can. Let me see how I can get these images in here. Let me just adjust this here. Let me adjust some things. My laptop screen here. So I just need to bring in some images or something. Let's see. Well, it says there's an image slideshow set up, but let me see if how it works. So I can create a little slideshow. I don't know if it's really good. Hold on. Ah, there we go. My inspection board of sketches. Although ideally, I could have had it with the white background, but I accidentally had it in transparent when I had the images, so they look like this. But we'll just pretend that I'm using this board for sketching. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Is this this over it? Okay. It's all right. Yeah, but these were like the now this I might need to. Oh, there we go. Okay, that one has something on there. Okay. And then okay, so that one has the right. Okay, there we go. There we go. I was making sure. All right. So as you can see, this is Watson. This is my Watson. So just out of fun, I wanted to kind of like excuse me. Oh, I almost sneezed. Oh man. So this is kind of like kind of a little something that I was, just messing around. I mean, it's not definitive, so it's just a little bit of a concept kind of thing. But that's my dear Watson. I still got to work out the bottom part and then other like the with the wheels, kind of feet. Kind of reminds me of Johnny Five from Short Circuit. Yeah, I kind of had inspiration for the feet from like Johnny Five of Short Circuit, but I got to work on that a little bit more. I'm just trying to like kind of get an idea of like how would I want to design Watson? How what you know. But it's like he wore like a tie and stuff like that, and the top hat. Got the mustachio. Yeah. I was kind of like on the maybe with the way I did because at first I was like, do you want his master like it's downward or upward? And but I went with the upward version, like LOL shrug. Yeah, but this is just me conceptualizing, Watson. Kind of inspired from some of the machines in Nier Automata a bit. Though I wasn't trying to like make him like closely to those machines, but kind of like semi-based, but not trying to make it too exact. We just had it like inspiration. And then you have here like kind of have a thing where he, as a machine, he can, surge through his through his mechanical body, like electricity and everything, that sort of thing. It was actually really cool, by the way. I think this was like me adjusting it a bit. Like I like the whiteness, like that's without that. Yeah, so I was kind of like getting an idea. I don't know if it's like smoke or something, but like I was kind of getting an idea of like call it his shock therapy. Like if he was angry, you piss him off, you really get upset. This machine, yeah, he'll shock you. He'll give you shock therapy, all right. I mean, of course, he Cav used it to help revive some people if they've looks like they were out, and it's like okay, resuscitation, like shock therapy. Whoop, now they're back to life. Yeah, but that's my conceptualization of Watson. I like how this looks. It's like it almost makes me like he's electrically angry. Like the electric. I like how when I did electricity, it was like his veins. Which is really nice. And then here's another kind of like a service or servant type bot. I didn't know, like, I'm still thinking of, like, what name is for this one. Yeah, but I kind of like how he looks. Pretty tall and everything, and kind of almost near homeless, but he is tough. But he is intelligent and respectful. Kind of a gentleman-like type servant, type bot. And most definitely, it's one of those things is like, yeah, you don't want to get on this machine's bad side. That's all I got to say about that. Because obviously if you do, you're in trouble. That's all I got to say about that. You are in deep trouble. So I added another image because, but yeah, the servant bot next to Watson, this tall guy. So I don't know exactly what I was. It's like these were just ideas. Like this is just me conceptualizing. For a long time, you conceptualize a lot of things, a lot of characters, a lot of story arcs. You got a lot of things on your mind, right? Me having this detective persona going on, I'm like, hey, if I had some bot servants or had some partners or allies or something, what would they be like? I literally had like a type of world of verse I had in my head for quite a long time now, and like I had like a series of characters I wanted to draw or just curious about, but it was trying to understand those character motives, who they are and why, and who were my inspiration, why would I picture them. But this one right here is kind of like that gentle giant service bot that is actually quite strong and tough and is careful, but it will definitely, when it's time to fight, it will fight. It kind of has a little slight transformation with the arms. They actually turn to gun type weapons or something. But it's just some concept. I didn't know where not to name. I was like, what do I name him? Do I want to name him Boris or something like Boris? But I didn't know what name to give him. So it's just right now. It's just some serve spot that I have. Now this one's kind of cute. Called him now Mouse R. This one I kind of gave like a slight lore to it. It's like it's just like a concept. I mean, this is what it's looked like right now, but eventually I might change it over, until I just satisfied with how I want him to look. But Mouse R is the type. It's a type of bot that it's more like a information gathering, somewhat spy, stealth type bot or something. But it's called Mouse R because sometimes it does make a little squeak sound. Don't know if it's because it's got damage in its programming. When I found it, it was quite damaged. It was when it was in a desert traveling after solving one particular case, and I was trying to head back and happened to discover this little thing. And then we were able to kind of take it to a nice lab, get it fixed up, and now called it Mouse R because of the semi-squeak sounds. Yeah. But it's able to hide its sounds a bit, It's able to silence itself. That's how good it is. That's all I can say about that. But yeah, this is the Mouse R. I mean, it's just me working on a little bit of lore here, but it's not like oh, this is the complete lore of this detective over here. It's a username XP Story Gamers. I mean, that's my username, but like, if I give an official name, which I might come up with, I mean, I will come up with a different official name. But yeah, XP Story Gamer XP, that's just my username. But like, official name for me, I don't know. I don't have to think it over. But yeah, so that's these are just like some of my concepts with who or what I'm trying to like. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe have these be part of my lore per se. Because I am somebody who's into technology and everything, and so surrounding myself with like certain machines like this, it'd be interesting to have these kind of characters. There's a lot of characters in my head, trust me. I have one character that's a Domper, aka half human, half vampire character that's I've been thinking about for quite some time, but I don't know about that. Ideas depend upon our effort and our will to act upon. If they're just ideas, that's all they are. So unless we put them to work, they're just ideas. And there has to be some willingness to act upon it. And it becomes more than just an idea now. It becomes a thing that's actualized. Put it on a canvas in a 3D film or show somewhere or VTubing model. I am working on sort of like a PNG type looking model for myself. It's not a VTuber model, so it's not VTubing per se, but it's some YouTubers do this where they'll have like a little PNG of themselves and like a whatever design they make, and then they when they talk, that PNG also moves as well. You can have it where the mouth moves in the PNG. So I'm kind of working on that right now. Not kind of. I actually am working on that right now. But that PNG might be in the upper right screen, or it might be in the bottom. It might be an upper right screen on the. I think it'll be in the upper right screen when you'll see it. And then when I switch over, it'll be like on the lower left corner mostly. Unless I want to be on the lower right. But basically, I'm just trying to reconceptualize who I am, why am I here, like what am I doing on my channel? What am I doing? You know, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? What am I doing here? That's all. Kind of want to make the channel interesting with having like some detective kind of concepts that are just working things out. Actually, hold on one sec. Let me see something. I'm trying to see if there's a way to share this. Hold on. Let me go to I just gotta check something. Okay. That takes care of that. Yeah, mouse R. Kind of like how that one is. I kind of like the lore with that one. It's like, you know, you find this, and it's like a squeak sound. But it's able to hide itself. It's got a good scan. It's able to provide info and everything. Yeah. Kind of like the lore. There's like a little tiny lore with that one. I'm just thinking of. Yeah, so I'm trying to work on a PNG image that kind of best represents me, you know. Just a little update. But I mean, a lot of things have been happening lately. Before I do that, let me go ahead and show my BRB screen real quick. Yeah, let me just go ahead and show it so you have an idea of what it looks like. All right, here we go. Yep. Yeah, that was my new BRB screen. Funny thing is, it almost reminded me of the X-Files. Almost reminded me because with the way the X and the circle, it almost reminded me of the X-Files for a second there. Emphasis on the X. And then I have my always let me know what y'all think, what you think. But yeah, I have a stream end. So I'm going to switch my stream end screen just so you can see how that one is. All right, here we go. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just showing off my screen. So here's the last one. Pretty epic, huh? Yeah, that's like I want to test because I have like a drawn image of my detective persona. That's a little short. Let me see if I can find it. I want to test it out on the cam screen. I want to test it on the upper right corner screen. Um, yeah. So those are like my basic designs there. I'm kind of like the epic kind of detective kind of guys. So I use those big like orchestral like songs, all those kind of things. It's just like my inspiration, man. I like it being a little inspiration, motivational from time to time. I mean, this is just like my channel is my channel. This is my content. This is what I'm doing, and it's probably about time I talk about like not only like what's been going on and stuff, but also like um for the Fugitive channel and what's going on and everything. Let me see if I can get um where's the I'm trying to find it. Is it anywhere here? Yes or no? Hopefully I can find something. Okay, well that's my profile image, but I gotta find it. Where did I put it? Oh, I did have one image I remember I had a long time ago. There was like drawings of my detective self that I drew out of practice, and it's like, okay, where did I put all those? You know what I'm saying? Did I hide them somewhere? What's happening? I might have to. I have some on my iPad. I might have to transfer it. Yeah, I might have to transfer it from there. In the meantime, while I do that, I can talk about. So, update. What's been happening? I'll say, like. I'll start with things like, for example, my. How things are going with me and, say, for instance, my health. That sort of thing. And I've been doing good, doing well with my health. I've had like a few instances where it was like there were certain things that happened. I was just like flabbergasted. I was like, why is this happening? Like very recently, I had like this it was like a very painful, um, a very painful instance that occurred, mainly with like my, like somewhere within my stomach and chest area. And from what it determined might have been the case is that it might have been something along lines of acid reflux or gastritis. Kind of mixture of both. But I had it happen to me twice. The first time was like several months ago, and then very recently, like earlier, like on the weekend, last week. Oh my god, it was so painful. I can't even imagine. I mean, just to have to endure that. I didn't even. Hello, hello. There we go. Yeah, for some reason, like. Yeah. Hello, hello. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it looked like my snowball mic went out on me for a brief moment. Because when I see if it doesn't go to the green while I'm talking, if it doesn't show any color, that means it's off. So it like literally went off on a few occasions. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, I was just saying, like, it's like, it was such painful experience. I was like, what in the world just happened? Like, but once they hit that morphine, oh my goodness. I was so loud, and then I was healing up really well. I was healing up, that morphine kicked in. Oh man, the relief was coming. I was like, you put some in that morphine to help me. Like, but I want some morphine, man. I'm in pain. Like, it really eased up all that pain, for real. But yeah, it was a gastritis and everything, and I got some, got some medication stuff to use and stuff like that. But yeah, it was one of those most painful experiences I ever had. I was so shocked. I did not ever think, like, one music like something like that happened. It was just like, whoa. Let me see if I can finally get that image. Get those images in here. At least it'll be a way for me to test out my PNG placement. All right, let me see if I can yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get this in here. Get that images in here, please. Okay. So there's one right there. There's another one I have. Because I made these two before. But now I'm making a new one. More up to date. So let's kind of see if I want to fit him in here. Or of course, you have to. Let me see if I can flip him over. Right. Wait, what's moving? What's moving? Okay. I might not put him up on this screen, but it's just me just kind of experimenting. I mean, if I made them big here, you'd be like looking out like that, but they ain't gonna fit them in here. But like just kind of experimenting, kind of taking a look. And most likely probably gonna be in the lower left corner if it's not the case. But most times I just fit the preview screen up here in the upper right corner anyway. Yeah, not too bad. It might be something where, like, let's say I put like myself right there, and then I have my little bots next to me, and we're like observing what's ahead, like what's in front of us. Together, be like, or like two detectives, like, hey, you see that over there, like, or be on the corner, be like, hey, what's up, you know. I do kind of like how the way this one looks too. I think it's really nice. Just the thinking mode. I kind of like how the way I did the colors too. So the colors of this one. Yeah, I like how this one looks. Although I've kind of updated my outfit a little bit more, so that's why it's a bit out of date. But once I get the right colors in, they'll be a-okay. So yeah, but I'm doing good. My health is doing good. Health-wise is doing good. I've been eating and exercise. I've lost some pounds. I'm pretty much below 300 pounds right now, which is great. because I was above 300 pounds earlier this year and for several months now. And then eventually I started taking on the exercise regimen and dieting so much that now I'm like down to like nearly 290 something. But I know sometimes the hard part is like the maintain the momentum, you know, because you get used to you're used to eating certain things, and then it's like you're coming in to eat new things, different things now. You're changing how your lifestyle was. You're changing how you were when you came to eating and dieting. Almost look like Michael Jackson. Like almost look like Michael Jackson right there. I ain't no Michael Jackson, so don't compare me to him. Don't do it. But yeah, you got like the detective over here. You got like all this. You got this guy over here. Two different detectives here. But when I'm gaming, I'm gonna have my little PNG self on the lower left corner, unless I want to have like a little screen for the detective. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I can show my face sometimes. I mean, I've shown my face before, so it's nothing new. Um, so you know, it's not like I'm completely hiding my face because I've shown my face before, so I don't have an issue doing that. I'm just kind of taking a break with just like you know, just having like a little PNG represent me for a while, and then if I want to show my face anytime, I'll do that. I don't mind showing my face. Beautiful, handsome face. You're like, where does handsome detective go? Oh, he's right here. This handsome guy, he's right over here. Yeah. I'll just leave him there just to kind of get me to think it over a bunch. But eventually on the big screen, it'll be like something. Preview, give me a game preview on the big one or the small one. Oh, man. Trying to think other aspects of my update. So I've just been working on conceptualizing myself more and how I want to show myself, my person, my persona best in my investigative theme here. Health doing well. I finished. I had a cat. She had a little something that was going on, but thankfully, after some visits to the vet, she's doing very well. She's kind of returned. She's gone back to some her normal ways and stuff. Before, man, she would vomit a lot. But thankfully, with the good help of the vets and good help of monitoring her, she's now back to good health and she's doing really well herself. Yeah, my cat, his name is Miss Jinx, Miss Jinxie. Although I have to be careful. I don't think I want to bring Mouse R around her. She might chase the thing. It's like, leave me alone, Mouse R. Don't chase it. Don't chase it. No. It's like, oh, come on, man. Are you trying to claw it and bite? Like, leave it alone. Like, it's like the dog and that one Superman, that new Superman movie where the dog, Crypto, little dog, the dog had chased Mr. Fantastic's little electronic spears, like it was a chew toy. It was funny. He's like, those things are expensive, man. What are you doing? But he tried to grab one, but the Crypto like barking and growling. I was like, I can't get near it because it's a super dog, you know. Oh, funny, yeah, funny part of the movie. I mean, whether you love it or hate this, I mean, whether you like the Superman movie, I mean, that's your opinion. But I mean, hey, if you like it, you like it. You don't like it, you don't like it. What else? So, update regarding my channel. So, what's been happening? What is this handsome guy been doing? What's been concocting up? What kind of investigation you doing? All right, I think it's time to make it very clear right now. So this channel, you know, I dubbed it XP Story Gamers, you know, for a reason. I mean, at the time, I wasn't certain about like if the name really added up to the meaning interpretation of completely of who I am entirely, sort of. I'll just hide this one. Part of it was kind of like I have an if I use that as a cam thing, I'll have like some background or something there, so that way it's a little bit more busy because it looks a little empty up there. Just seeing my little self right there, but it's like there's nothing right next to it. It looks so empty, so I'll think of something. I draw myself with my certain box with looking at the computer screen or something. They're ready to screen, so you can see it's busy. I mean, here's what I'll say. When it came to this channel, XP Story Gamers and everything, I wasn't certain how to address or how I was going to approach my channel. I mean, from the get-go, obviously, I just thought of, well, I wanted to do a gaming channel, which is what this is. It's a gaming channel, right? Where I do a lot of gaming. I didn't think of doing RPGs as like my number one gaming content. I was just doing any kind of game that I could think of. When I first started, I streamed on the PlayStation before I had the capture card set up and everything. Before I even had the capture card. So I was just on the PlayStation. So I didn't really know, like, particularly, technically I didn't really know. I wasn't really certain about, like, how or where I was going to go with this. It was just a lot of questions in my mind, a lot of things, a lot of concepts, a lot of thoughts. Until eventually I started, talking to people about it. Someone, I was thinking my concept for my channel, where I'm going with this. What is it I want to do? And I saw that I wanted to do gaming, definitely. I really wanted to do gaming on my channel, but I wanted to do more with the gaming. And I kind of wanted to take on a more sort of motivational, inspirational approach. Maybe a little education, but more inspirational around gaming. But I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. I wasn't sure. So I was trying to figure things out. I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Right? And it was just like, okay, what am I going to do? And, I thought about it. I was like, what if I were to analyze? Because like a detective, right? Analyze. What if I were to analyze these games? But what if I was go so deep in my analysis that they touched on things that, while you just play games and you enjoy them for the recreation and fun enjoyment you get out of them, there can be games out there where there could be various subject matters, themes, topics, things that even if you're just playing a game for fun that kind of are pervasive or are just well-rounded in many of the game's storyline and lore. The game's world, so to speak, and what takes place in it. And it was like about looking at those things and just kind of talking about, discussing it, and being thoughtful on it, and just kind of bring it out in the open and actually talk on it. Some cases I was just, and one of the challenges was bouncing back and forth from like the fun aspect to the inspirational, educational, semi-educational aspect. And I can blend the two. It was just figuring out, okay, well, how would I do it? Right? Because one of the challenges is like, what if there are people who just want me to just play games and everything? Because when you go to a gaming channel, you're mostly there to watch someone play a game. And then you have a little fun, everything. You might have a chat here and there, and then that's it. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to actually discuss these games, but kind of discuss in terms of like the deeper analysis aspect of them that I do. But it wasn't like to try to say like, oh, this is what's in it that's not there. But it was just to kind of look at, well, what's the commentary, you know. Most games that are heavily story driven tend to have like some kind of theme centered around it in some way. Here's a kicker. I didn't really think about this before. I think you're still here, Hasa, because you might be lurking a bit, but welcome lurkers. If you're looking around, if you're lurking and gherkin, you're lurking and enjoying yourself, welcome aboard. Welcome to the stream. This one I didn't really think about, but I was kind of like just researching, just kind of thinking about a lot of things around gaming and around the games I've played, around the stories, around all that stuff when I'm thinking and analyzing. And one of the things that I find fascinating, when it came to the Phantom Thieves in Persona 5, I want you to kind of, let's take note of one thing. There's many things you could take note of. You know, the team effort, the team mission, the vision, what their cause, remembering their mission. You know, you have that unity, that purpose for why they're doing what they're doing. The Phantom Thieves. That unity, right? But here's another thing. When it came to the palaces, they never sought out to kill anybody. Let me repeat. When it came to the palaces, they never sought out, not even in intention, not even in spur of the moment, not even in thought, that desire or that will to actually, you know, take someone's life. Not one. The Phantom Thieves. You had Akeshi, who was willing to take out some of those whose palaces he's willing to take them out. Remember what happened with what's her name's father, the business guy. They were trying to. They did something that is very profoundly what even I understand as for myself, because I remember I said I'm a Christian. Even I understand this myself. But anybody can understand this basically when you like, even when you play it, it's like they they tapped into the heart of the person via the palace, you know, the thing they went into, right? And they sought to change their heart, turn it around. But they had to fight their shadow to do it. But in fighting that shadow, they also convinced that shadow. They persuaded that shadow. Do you get what I'm saying? They had to fight to persuade that shadow. Which then in turn, persuaded and changed the person completely. And the person would actually feel guilt. They would feel remorse. Like they would start to feel so sorry for what they've done. They'll start to feel tremendous amount of guilt. And then, of course, they would turn around, and then you got the confession scenes. Kamoshida, Shido, all of them. Kamoshida, I mean, even Shido's, oh my gosh. Especially when that guy was encountered the protagonist in the very beginning. That was profound, and what happened with the whole Kamoshida situation, you know. The confession scenes with Kamoshida, that one was the deep one, right? That was a big one right there, next to the some of the, but yeah, man. But yeah, he was it's like once they defeated the shadow and they got them to convince it tore down the palace, changing the person, breaking them down on the inside. What they built their palace on, their foundation. Because there was a foundation in Kamoshida's heart, palace. Him being the ruler, the king of his own palace, being the king of the school. A lot of it was for him was a lot of pride and lust and greed. But definitely pride and lust, as you kind of saw. You know, him walking around, prancing around in his undies, yeah, you know, with the crown and everything. And then having that one there with all those female students laying about like that. Having, what's her name? Anne, chained up as she was. And then having like an Anne copy with him. Because he wanted to woo, he wanted to get Anne for himself. He saw her beauty and wanted to claim her for himself. He had a lot of lust in his eyes, so much that he already wanted to claim her as his own in his own heart. You get it? So that means in his heart, his palace, he claimed her already. Just a copy of her. An image of her. So he's already like, she's mine and I'm going to get her. But the moment he couldn't get her right away, you know, him and his lust, he got to someone else, and you know who, and it was the, you know, very, very disgusted, degrading individual, very debased, very awful individual. And then you saw what happened. So his eyes and mine were on lust, pride, greed, all that. And then he saw everything, the way the school treated him, even the way that one principal guy was. And then you saw how he got eliminated. You know you already know who eliminated him, obviously. Akechi, of course. But yeah, like, it opened up the door of a huge corruptive circle and a corruptive cycle. But yes. It goes to show, like, yeah, that's what it was with Kamoshida. And then Shido being all about, like, all that power. The power, you know, you hear the phrase, you know, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Yeah. The embodiment of that. Getting what he wants his way. Even if it meant someone else is damaged or hurt or their life is nearly destroyed. Like, we were picking up the pieces for our MC, man. I know he said his name is Akira or something, but I think he had like 2 different names. But yeah. But yeah. This is what I mean by deep analysis. I just demonstrated it. What I do is I play games, but I talk about some deeper themes, deep things in games where the story is the heavy points of story. I can also talk about, you know, the things that kind of had some emotional push to the player, the ones that stood out. Like Kamoshida's that one was the one that definitely stood out. And then you got other scenarios that stood out. Shido, you got all kinds of scenarios. All kinds of scenarios. Well, I get to go in those scenarios. I get to talk about it. I also get to explore them. I also get to analyze them. I also get to... But I do all this because I don't talk on it as like, oh yeah, that's what happened and there you go. I talk on it, but then I also would speak on behalf and say like, hey, if we were to look at it as something along the lines of, well, sometimes we might find relatable things where it's like, you know, some of us know darn well we ain't going to be like that guy Kamoshida with what he did. you know, because yeah, it was disgusting what he did. But I can look at him as that kind of character archetype, that kind of person that, even we recognize that, they gave himself over to the wrong things and have turned to destroying destructive behavior that harmed someone we saw in the game, nearly destroyed their life, nearly ruined their life and everything, and then we got him to finally open up, revealing what he's done, the horrible things he's done. But it also was an open door for how that school needed to change, but how other things needed to change. Because when you look at the journey of the Phantom Thieves, it opened the door for them to keep going in each scenario, because you then discover how, like, each of the people with their palaces, how they behaved and how they each sought what they wanted in very selfish ways. But they were also, whatever they were going through, some of them may have been suffering too, and whatever they were going through, some of them were even trying to survive, and then others were just trying to take advantage to get wherever they want. And some, like Kamoshida, was a Olympic medalist, let it get to their head and sought to do nothing but harm others to get their way. Even the most atrocious manner. And, there are, those, you hear the news of people that do that. And it's like, how can they let themselves go that far? Such depravity. How do you let something like that get to your head and go that far and run with it? Why would you think to even conceive to do such a thing, right? I mean, there are a lot of reasons, you got a lot of factors, a lot of intentions, but it's like at the end of the day, you got a lot of people who just there's things they want to get, but they choose the most, some will end up choosing the most horrid of ideas and act upon it. Even if other people were being hurt or destroyed for it on the path. But that's what I think Persona 5 kind of emphasizes a little bit of that. But that's just one of the things I get to talk about. Maybe my Batman-like theme over here. So anyway, let's talk about something else. Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in like games like Persona 5, even Persona 3 Reload. Like that one's emphasis was more you say a little complex, but it was kind of like, because they only had the time they had, and then they were dealing with death and dealing with rebirth, like dealing with like some kind of, it was like some kind of god. Just like in Persona 5, you have this false god, the demiurge, Yaldabaoth. But then in Persona 3 Reload, you had Nyx. And Nyx's avatar. Nyx, the giant moon, and the avatar. Being that one guy. And I'll say like you got like a little things with like character development with that one, but also like that whole like Messiah complex thing, and especially how it kind of got a little emphasis later on. Like in Persona 5, you had like the Holy Grail thing. because the Autobot was in the form of a holy grail, and how like so many people's hearts and everything desires were attached to the holy grail, empowering the Autobot. And then in Persona 3 Reload, you just had like a fanatic group or those worshiping Nyx. You had the guy who kept doing those petty jokes, who turns out to be one of the bad guys, who believed that the world needed cleansing of all sin and all evil, all of its evil, dark as that. Like he sought to quote unquote cleanse the world, and he had these ideas in his mind. Like he thought like the way to go about it was not only have them defeat the shadows, but eventually have them all like quote unquote crucified, or like chained up like on those cross things up on the top of the building. He was able to get them, all of them up there, probably thanks to after taking control of what's her name. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Remind me your name again. Persona 3. Oh man, how can you? It's like it's been so long. So okay, you can remind me her name, but after rewiring, like saying certain things to channel her code to go against them and everything, and then you got them all chained up there or something. Eventually, we were able to convince her, and then she turned around and we were able to shoot him, and then he falls off the roof of that building to his death. The whole Messiah complex. Like, oh yeah, you know, I'm kind of reminds me of like Alexei. He's all like, and finally the world will be reborn, when he activated that one place that was actually holding the very thing that would destroy everything. But he didn't know, he acted out of ignorance. He thought it was a weapon that maybe could be used to try to cleanse the whole world of all evil. Like it was kind of he had like a twisted understanding or mindset of what to do, and it was just like, it's like, are you okay, man? What happened to you? Really, what happened to you? I mean, if I were me, I would analyze the story of Alexei and find out, well, what drove you to think this was the way to go, and this would be the answer. This is exactly how it would work. He literally deceived himself. Yeah, poor Alexei. Tales of Vesperia, Alexei. Yeah, Aegis. Aegis, yeah. I think it's pronounced Aegis. How do I say Aegis? Aegis, yes. Eventually, I'll go back to Battle Elizabeth. I just haven't gotten around to that. I gotta do Game Plus. I gotta deal with all that stuff. But yeah, you know, it's kind of funny. Yeah, like, for real. It's like, um, I think for that one, it's like the whole thing with fate, destiny, destination, battling of the fate of mankind, the fate of humanity, the fate of the world, kind of that, you know, you that teen, like that type of stuff, you know. But the one thing that like stood out to me is like the blue, the color blue, like, you know, the colors of each Persona game. It's like there's a theme color. Yeah, I thought I had to silence out. Uh, I mean, it's okay I talk about this. I'm going to anyway, because I'll tell you one thing. It's one of the elephants in the room. It's, I don't know why. Hold on. Why isn't my, so I'm trying to access my webpage for some reason. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't getting me to my webpage. I mean, if I could talk about the elephant in the room, I might as well, but, you know. I got to figure out how I could take what I want to do in my streams and how I can promote it better on my channel, as well as how I can bring more attraction and also, well, not just bring views, bring subscribers. Like, what am I to do? Because obviously, I mean, I'm in a kind of situation where it's like, one of the things I will admit, ooh, I think it's an opportunity for me to do this now. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna do a BRB real quick. A little channel overview review sort of thing. So I'm gonna do a BRB. Okay. All right. Well, hold on, hold on. Okay. Be like, welcome to my channel. I think I'll turn down the music for. I'll turn down the music for a little bit. So what are we looking at right now? What's the big deal? What's all this? It's like story XP. Like what's going on? Well, it's just me looking at my channel. You know, just scrolling around here. You know, seeing all this stuff and everything. You know, look at this. You got this little banner here. You know, I said, oh, Monday, Tuesday, sometimes a little goofball here. Sometimes Thursday, Friday. Times will vary. You know the drill. Just showing what when I'm available in my streams. I got my top hat here. They got like the X and the P, like with like the magnifying glass embedded in there. Got my name. Got all my profile pic. Everything. Like, oh look, this is what's happening right now. It's live right now. Look, it only says only one watching. You know, go figure. And it says past live streams, investigate the story during the Gale gameplay reaction highlights. An archive case of file viewing and discussions, and I think, and then there's like all my shorts. I mean, I can go to my videos. I got a lot of videos, but like, speaking of videos, let's go to it right here real quick. Let me go look at that. Like, look at all my videos. Look at that. There's all the videos that I've made. This was like 2 months ago. Yeah, I've been like 2 month hiatus. Hadn't streamed in 2 months, man. For real. Kind of notice how there's some that got like up to the 100, and there's those like below 20 and everything. It's like, I mean, Honkai Star Rail stuff. I mean, it's like when I was streaming like the lore, when I was streaming like the walkthrough, the lore behind. I don't know why I said like, oh, the lore behind the True Pen, like the lore behind it. I mean, I don't know why I title it that way. I don't know. I think it's just, I said lore walkthrough. I think when I said the lore, the story, the lore, I think I was just trying to do, because it's like my themes, like I got a book in front of me, so I'm like, I'm exploring the story of this game. I mean, is that all I'm doing? Like, for real, that's a good question for myself. Is that really all I'm doing? And then, of course, posting some moments, like the time when Sophia was awakened in Persona 5 Strikers. That got 117 views. Yeah, I remember I posted a Secret Summer Paradise event. So yeah, there was like some of my reactions, you know, me showing my face and everything. Yeah, like I'm not afraid to show my face. I've shown it before, so it's not like a big deal. But and then of course you got the couple of shorts that I have. Obviously. I mean, there was so much, and then like all my lives. Yeah, I'm about to finish this. I'm about to finish that. A game called now I'm remember I have played some horror games, and I do play games like Silent Hill. Respectfully, I don't care if you don't like horror games or if you're not interested. You know, there are some horror games that I could tolerate, that I do like, that I don't mind playing. Those would be like Silent Hill and some Resident Evil kind of games. I played a few other games, like even Fatal Frame. Oh man, that was very scary. Uh, I now there are like, and trust me, I understand when there's like, for people like watching horror is can be like even horror films. Like there's someone I know who just can't, like, they can't stand the horror films, stuff like that. They do have people they know, people close to them that do watch horror films. And they'd be wondering like, how could you sit there, like, because they know, because sometimes for people it has effects. Like some people they can get nightmares from watching horror films and stuff. And some people they could get scared too very easily, and it create some fear. Like there's things that can affects for different people. I mean, whether you like watching horror or not, that's your choice. I don't hold it against anybody who likes or doesn't like horror. I, for one, will be picky about the type of horrors I watch. I like the psychological thrillers are the ones that really intrigue me. I don't find them too much of a problem for me to watch. It's usually the mystery of the mind of the people involved that I like to explore. I don't think they're that disgusting, that scary. Also, all just to keep in mind when it comes to horror, of course, there's going to be jump scares. Horror, there are plenty of horror out there that's going to have plenty of jump scares. You're going to have that. Some do it very well. Some do it subtly, and then some do it way too much. I'm like, where it gets annoying is like, and then it becomes obvious. Like, bro, this is getting tiring. Yeah, so I'm just looking at like all my stuff and like Utoro Mono, everything that I played. I'm still like how I did that one drawing of one drawing here. Hell's in the Land of Repose. I still like using her in the teams. All right, so what's happening? So what do I want to say about this? Um, yeah, looking back at my channel, I can see the journey I went through, and matter of fact, I want to see like my most popular and my oldest. Let me look at my oldest real quick. Golly, look at this. Like this is all like fine. Like this is like all my old videos I streamed. I mean, not streamed. Most of these were just recordings of when I was playing certain games. Some of them I recorded. Some of them I was recording and I played um the game, but I didn't stream it. I added a speed paint with IBIS Paint X of my Valentine's Mother's Day thing. Trailer reaction. There was just so much of these that I made. It's really something. I don't know. I think it was a highlight, just me talking about like, I guess it was trying to be like motivational, trying to talk about something like topic about breaking out of one's comfort zone. But it was just like a little something I was just experimenting with. Let me see this one real quick. Just out of curiosity. I might have to go into the desktop audio thing real quick. But I'm going to hear it because I don't know if there's any other. I gotta. Why isn't the thing showing up? It's like, for some reason, some reason this was taking too long. To load it. I was like, come on, bro. Alright. Yeah, I remember this. I have to upgrade the desktop audio a little bit. Let's see if I can full screen this. Oh yeah, there you go. Though it might appear to be a little slightly cut off a bit, I'm not sure if there's a way to adjust it on here. Let me see. Can I adjust it? I mean, I'm full screen it, but this is what it's going to look like. Well, let's see. You might be able to get a good view still. Let's just give it a shot. Old intro. Yeah. I put music too. I remember I was capturing what I thought was like some epic way I finished these bosses and stuff. Yeah, I remember this final fight. I think I don't know if it was just a music video thing I was trying to. I don't remember. Yeah, I finished him just like that. And that was like one of my epic moments. That was funny because like she was like kind of ducking away. It's like it's gonna blow. my old Switch transition screen, because I edited this on my my PlayStation for real. Because I actually was streaming this game, Birth by Sleep, years ago. This was a no damage play, by the way. Yeah, I really fought him without taking any damage at all. They literally missed me an inch by that, for real. Yeah, he said gotcha, but then I was like, I came back like, well, got you. Oh, I missed this ending screen. Yeah, that, oh my god, I missed that end screen. Like, oh man, this is taking me back. I don't even think I had any comments on this video for it was like 5 years ago. Oh my god. Like, this is like all my old content stuff. Like, folks, I'm not sharing this as like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna stream anymore, make videos. I'm slowly getting myself back into my channel. It's just looking at all the stuff that I made before and just kind of like, you know, commenting on it. But yeah, that was like one of the things I made years ago, because I was like, I think at the time I was experimenting with I was more so experimenting with editing, learning to match song and video together in a more creative, thematic way. You know, I didn't even get. This is only number one. I didn't even have any more after that. But and some of it was also because I was like, I don't see a lot of views. I only see a few number of views. So how am I, you know, like, how is this gonna keep the attention going if I'm only getting this number of views? Like, even at the time, my thinking, it was like, did I have any idea of like what I wanted to do and how I was gonna do things? Like, I remember this video I made, and then you have this, and I was trying to think of doing a second one. It's real soon, but yeah, I remember, you know. And then you have this vid. Oh yeah, I remember how this trailer stood out. I just want to look at this one real quick. Yeah, I know it's kind of slowing down, but let me try to get this. Okay. Well, in this game, the demo, when it was starting to come out, man. Let me pause this real quick. Yeah, it's just so slow. Yeah, it just goes to 360. I don't want 360, bro. I remember, I think I was trying to, I think I was wanting to experiment with like a combo kind of vid concept for the first time. I think it was like a time when I was just trying to experiment with video and editing and trying to experiment with different ideas to see what works and what doesn't. Yeah, her and Katara. Another old outro of mine, the Nier Automata background. So this is an opportunity for me to talk about a bit of how I perceive my channel from the past to now, and then what I see and like what I need to do to really improve, or what to consider when improving. Is where am I going with this, and where or not if it fits well to the platform I'm on. Because I've been on YouTube for a long time. I know I streamed on Twitch a little bit before, but I've been on YouTube for quite a long time. And one of the things I'm realized is that I've just been into live streaming a lot more. That doesn't mean I can't do video. Like, literally, it doesn't mean I cannot do video at all. It just means that I just been so invested in the live streaming for years now. It's just I've seen a lot of views. I've seen some kind of interactivity, some reactions here or there, and it kind of just opens up to let me know like, yeah, there's some grounding for what's at stake with how this channel has been. And I think I'm just kind of adjust a little bit, and I think that does show a lot in what I've been doing. Yeah, I think having it like this is better. Because it kind of threw me off the way I had it before. So, like, let me just, yeah, something, maybe something like, and then kind of move this over just so make it look a little even. But then that's going to be, so we're going to go like this. There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to look a little even on the screen. Hasa, if you're there, say something, bro. Just want to see if you're still there. You're quiet. You're probably playing some games or something. Get off those games. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Yeah. I mean, if you're there, awesome. So let me know what game you're playing and what's happened and what you're doing. Just curious. But what you said a little something. It's like, say something. Something. Just like with the Yuffie and Cloud thing. I love that moment. Yuffie, what is it? When you end up with Yuffie on the date thing at the what is it? The gold saucer dating event, and she ends up kissing him on the cheek, and it she's like, well, say something, and he just says something. It's one of my favorite moments of Final Fantasy is when he says something, literally. It's like something. I said something. You told me to say it. No, I didn't mean literally say something. I mean the word something. I mean just talk about it. Something. But what was I saying? Yeah, so a lot of stuff I've done on my channel, from oldest to like the most popular things. I know I did like for a time I was doing like I was doing reactions to like Genshin Impact stuff and everything. I think it bears the question for me at this point. If I'm going to look at YouTube as the platform I really want to promote content, my own content, what is that content and how would it fit the platform and the space that is YouTube? If I still want to go on Twitch to do a little streaming, what games do I want to stream? So that's another thing, because I might go on Twitch for streaming a little bit, but I'm going to be on YouTube much more. It's just a question of what is it that I want to do? So, kind of looking at my own little page here, because I got a lot of popularity. You know, my intention, you know, it wasn't like I wanted to make a channel to try to, oh, I'm going to make a channel that's going to react to everything that's going on in a game. Like, I did that as an experiment at the time to kind of like, sort of like, see, like just kind of, it was more so just me trying to figure out like what works and what does for my channel, and where not, is this how I want to go for the long term, right? And deep down, it was kind of getting there, but it just didn't seem right to just, oh, I'm doing these reactions, but like, is that all? Did I just want to do reactions? Like, it's not that the reactions were bad. and you had to time it. You had to be timely about it. But it was just like, well, what is it that I wanted to do, right? One of the things I did when I did the Fei Shao was I actually did a nice little discussion. I talked about the Borisons, some of the lore that I learned, the history of the Borisons. And no surprise that some of the things I talked about that kind of predicted or kind of theorized as what would end up happening, because she's apparently part Borison or something, or it was something about her. She was, or not part Borison. She had the that blood thing, whatever it is that the Borisons have. And I figured that would be an integral part of her story. And it ended up becoming an integral part throughout the story, with the leeway with the Borisons coming into picture, because the one figure that was mentioned as one of the leading figures of the Borisons would be the one that would be released, and then eventually they would try to gain power, gain control over Fei Shao because of that blood in her. So, it was like theorized. It's like, okay, this is probably what's going to happen. Not that I'm trying to do theory, but it was just like the gathering of evidence to know, like, the backstory, the lore, and understanding what's happening. And what does that mean for the direction where the game is going. I got a notification. I clicked on it, but I was like, okay, what's going on? But it's like slowly loading up. I know, because I'm live streaming, it's probably going to be slow. It's one of those annoying things. It's probably going to be slow because I'm loading up. I mean, would I get back to trailer reactions? I mean, of course. I might do some little trailer reactions here or there. So it's neither here or there that I'm going to stop trailer reacting. Trailer reacting, I would call it like where I react, but I react not just to the character, but I react to what is the story, what's the lore that's being presented to me about this character that I'm reacting to. And why is it so significant? The thing with me and my detective persona is that I'm literally taking time with fun as part of recreation for you guys, but also with some direction of a little bit of education, informative kind, but also some inspiration depending upon what it is, depending on the topic and what it is. Depending on what it is, there can be inspiration, depending on what it is. But if it's like me reacting to some type of element of lore and story that took place, I want to make sure it's a significant point that has an emotional impact and connection where we can all talk about it in the comments and we can have that dialogue about those scenes. And that's what I want to engage in with a lot of people. Meeting other people who love to talk about and discuss various points, various storylines, various story triggers. Triggers meaning moments where your emotions, your thoughts were triggered to think about it, to feel what was happening, and to want to talk to someone about it or anything. Like you may want to, like you might keep it to yourself, but then you might want to tell someone about it. I know, like Haseo, I know you like certain night novels, and you've talked to me about those a lot. So it's kind of like that. And some other games too. Some games you play. So it's kind of like that. This channel is a place where we can come together and have a nice dialogue about the video things that go on in video games. The story, the gameplay mechanics, gameplay and combat mechanics, and so forth. We get to talk about all those things that make up the good design in games, that is, of games. But we get to discuss it in more depth. We get to go further in depth. We can be the emotional side, the psychological side. Speaking of psychological side, a long time ago, I had a game. Where was it? This was like very old. I don't think it was popular. Oh, I streamed it. Let me see if I can find it. But it was a game called Rime. One of the oldest streams I've had. Yeah, I remember streamed Detroit Become Human. Yeah, it was like relaxing. It was more of like a chill stream of playing a game called Rime. I believe. Wait, you were there, I believe. Haseo, right? I think you were there when I streamed that. Unless it was somebody else. I remember like a few people being there, but I'm not sure. I think you were there. It's been so long, so it's okay if a lot of memory reflection. But I remember reaching the end and how sad it was, but it was to me, like, the reason why it was psychological, it was psychological because of because it was almost like you were playing throughout the mind of the father, thinking about what kind of adventure his child might be going through if he were to be alive. Because when it got to the end, it was almost like they positioned it. I like how I did the butterfly thing on this. Yeah, I remember this stream. But it's almost like they positioned it to sort of. Yeah, you may not have been there. This is probably on there. I don't think you've been there. This was 7 years ago. I don't think you've been there. Maybe when I did the analysis of the stream, maybe you were there for that. That was a relaxing gameplay, but there was a time when I did an analysis, and I think you were there. I know, me using Detective Conan on that. I am nines. Me draw myself as 9 from 9S nines. I was playing. When I was playing as 9S, I was like, I am nines. A2's lament, because when you learn of her backstory and why she is the way she is, it's lamentable. Yeah, the Rhymes, A Cycle of Grief. This was 5 years ago. That was when I was talking about the level design. It was very psychological, because it was more of like a mental construction, imagined and illusory to the father. It could have been maybe the ghost or spirit of the boy that formed the island's components the way they did. But I would say that it was more so the father who was having this mental battleground. It was an internal battleground that the father was having. I mean, that's how I looked at it. It was like internally it was the father who was going through the trouble of letting go. And I like how I chose that image. The trouble of letting go of his son after his son had passed away, drowned in the sea. So it was more set up to say, like, when you got to the end and when you get to the house and you're like a wandering ghost spirit or something, and then like if you get the glowing, because you see like a glowing woman angel like that you see that, like, when you find it in each of the levels, each of the stages, and when you get to the house, you see the dad, on the bed, and you see and when you finally get to the room with the toy and everything, with the toys and stuff around, you get to his house, you see the mother look like his wife hugging him, and you see the son also hugging him. Like both their spirits are comforting him. So yeah, it's like they're both dead. They're both passed. His wife must have passed away at some point. The father's wife, the boy's mother. And so it was the boy who passed, having drowned in the water. Unfortunately. And then, I think he puts down the boy's toy, and then He had the red piece that belonged to the boy, because he had like a red coat on, and he let it go to the wind, and you hear like a very like a sorrowful kind of song. So it was one of those things that shook me, because it was just the moment of when someone grieves for a dying a loved one who's dying, or a loved one who has died. And I know what it's like to have gone through grief and have to deal with seeing someone go through a certain condition, a disease, a certain health crisis, and then to receive the news that they have passed away, a loved one. It's like it's a lot. You have to learn to deal with, cope with, learn to handle. It's a lot. It's very emotional. Very, very emotional. It's a lot. Yeah, I remember I drew her and everything. I'm gonna learn to improve on my drawings. I'm sort of like a freelance kind of graphic visual artist or something at this point, because I've been trying to I've been learning to get myself to promote myself out there with kind of the work that I do. You know. Yeah. So I think it was. I remember I was trying to do something with this. I guess I was trying to look at the world, or the architecture of the game, and the game design analysis. Doing it in form of live stream was kind of. I blind stream play this, but I didn't really. This was like on Halloween, or it was like October when I was trying to do this. But anyway, so where do I go from here? I mean, this is a lot of stuff that I've done. Throwing Pi TT didn't say Shadow of the Tomb Raider, playing high, sneaking up on Trinity, exploring Pi TT, the Hidden City. I think deep down, like, it's one of those things I need to figure out on how do I fit into the current realm and context of YouTube as it is now, and how would I, as a gaming streamer, do that, especially if I'm trying to announce this. I think analysis could be done more in video format than live streams, but if I do it in live streams, I got to record it so that way I can post it as videos or shorts so people can catch it. And not be afraid to do that. And that's the thing, not be afraid to do that. Like, don't be afraid to do that, bro. Don't be afraid to do that, yeah. And not be afraid to do that, because doing that can allow me to boldly bring out my thoughts about what goes on with the game. What kind of analysis I want to do. Right now I'm in my current situation right now when it comes to things from financial and all this. I mean, I don't talk too much about what goes on in everything in my personal life, so it's not like I'm going to reveal everything. But I'm facing challenges right now where I got to like really look at, well, what do I have on me and what do I want to do with it? But yeah, if I'm going to be still streaming on here, I got to really think about, well, am I just going to stream games and that's it? Or am I going to stream games with a purpose and then accomplish that purpose not only in my streams, but in video and short form? Because shorts can be useful, but I prefer long form video. So it's not like I'm going to do tons and tons of shorts like people do on TikTok and Instagram or other places. I'm still going to do video. I'm still do long form video. I just got to really plan out and really determine, like, what is it that I want to do? And how would I accomplish that on my channel? How would I go about it? What decisions do I need to make? What choices? How would I edit if I'm going to make a video? If I want to do reactions, what kind of reactions? What games? What trailers? What am I doing? I said, what story are you going to tell? So here's how I would look at when pitching my channel is that I'm a channel that is really all about gaming with a side of a deep or more in-depth analyses pertaining to a game's story and lore. I investigate the games that I play live and through videos when I can, to point out like inherent themes, meaning and interpretation as far as like what is some of the commentary messaging, or in this case, does it have to be messaging? It doesn't have to be. I don't have to do messaging as much. Or in this case, just to kind of explore meaningful design. How design, even when it's ideas for fun, for recreation, can have meaning in some way. Most of it is done well in story form based games, highly story driven games. That's why you'll find in most of my channel, I've played RPGs, but I also play adventure games, action games. I played Tomb Raider years ago. So you're going to find adventure games and action games of various kinds, and also RPGs. Some can even be horror form. Some can be puzzle-like, strategic. You're going to find some variety of game content. But the highly story form types is what you're going to see me look into and explore. But I analyze to bring you not only good gaming content for fun, but to bring you some good content of discussion, whether in the form of live stream and or videos or even shorts, to invite you in to have nice talks about some of our favorite video games of those kinds. Whether it be the emotional parts, what made that so emotionally impactful? Why did it impact us? What was it about it that moved us, that got us to feel angry, sad, frustrated? What do we think about the mechanics when we're playing? Like when we operate and use the controls, how does it feel compared to another game that's a similar type but has a different control setup? That can be explorable if we want to, but also like, what is the inherent themes when it comes to the story? What stands out? And I do agree. Although games are of recreation, are of fun, entertainment, that doesn't mean there's no potential for story-driven theming. There are people, when it comes to ideas, games can have ideas of various kinds that are implemented together to form a story with some type of lore or theme to it. Some type of world, some type of idea, different things. It doesn't mean that they tell us like what the author is thinking or what the people made, like their intentions. I don't think they like openly like tell us all that info, but there can be just like an observation of like what's going on in that game's world and why and what is the significance or the impact of it in our experiences with it. That's why I called experience XP Story Gamer. The experiences of games where I open the book of the story and then search info, evidence to find what can be a thematic thing or deep thought about it that I could observe. So the question is, how do I do that for my channel? And part of it is also, how do I still make it fun when, because some parts of me wants to make videos of other kinds where it's like it's games where it's not just analyses. There's also times where I'll highlight moments, like like I do this where I have like highlights, reactionary highlights, story-driven skill, gameplay, and highlights. I do like skill gameplay videos. I see a lot of them on like YouTube. So I would like to do more of that. I would like to do more of that, but also still do these analytical discussions, essays. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to study and look into what makes a video game essay and analyses, and then how could that be done, and then what would I do if I were to make a video game essay or analysis type video? How would I make it? How would I edit it? How would I make it funny if there's comedy? How would I make it interesting, intriguing? I would need to really look into those and think about it. I like how my little icon shows me, like the one in the upper right corner, showing me thinking. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking right now. So yeah, I'm just thinking, So, because I want to make this interesting, attractive for people, where it really does take into account those moments. Now this is more about like highlights, highlights of like various videos. Some of it is like playlist of, game trailer reactions, the GMVs I experimented with, the non-lethal challenge. I remember I did the 3-star challenge peak performer. I did that years ago. Maybe, I don't know if you saw that. I think you, no, I don't know if you were there when I did this. I think you were. I don't even recall. It's been a while. Son of Sparta difficulty, sometimes I'll tackle like difficulty levels. I think what I got to think about is like, it's always good to go back to the basic. As like a gamer, you want to play a game and have fun. Sometimes some people will play easy mode because you just want to go to story. Me, I'll play normal mode, but I'll play hard mode if I want to, just to have the experience and see if I can master it. But I think it's important for me to look at ideas that matter to me and my channel. So I think one of the things I'll need to look at is like, okay, I have lots of games at my house. This is what I have. If I were to do live streaming and make videos with some shorts of gaming content, and I want to do this in-depth analysis stuff, but still make skill type gameplay, and some videos where there's some reaction, I have to look at, well, how would I incorporate that all together in one channel? Especially if there's such thing as video game essays. And so it begins by looking at what's in the climate of YouTube that most people like and why. One of the things I discovered about the skill gameplay, I'll put back up the music just a little bit because it's a little quiet. One of the things I figured out about the little skill gameplay stuff. Yeah. One of the things I figured out about the little skill gameplay stuff is there's comments. I would look at comments of videos like that because I love those videos, by the way. I love that. Stealth Gamer BR is a channel that I liked watching because of how marvelous they are at just committing to like a form of like just tactical stealth that I would never imagine anyone doing in a game, like in the games that I've played that are stealth oriented. I would never have imagined stealth like that. The stealth that I've seen that channel does, you can check them out if you want to. Stealth Gamer BR. The type of stealth tactic that I've seen them pull off, some even up front, but my goodness, man. Even for a game like Dishonored, I had not seen anyone play a game like. Well, I even seen people talk about like they've seen some people do like some really amazing stuff with Stellar Blade. Some comments that I've seen people say is like this is how the game should be played. This is how you really play the game. I like how people are being funny. Me and my casual self trying to beat this boss, trying to evade it, and then this person over here running up to him like it's nothing, hardly taking any damage, dodging, weaving really fast. I'm like, damn, bro, you know how to play the game. The key word, they know how to play the game. Usually when I was reading that, I summed it up to say that usually when we play video games, we are casually playing to begin with, because we're just finding something to do. And games is one of those things where if we enjoy it, we will play it and we'll just play and run with it. But it's not like we're trying to like one up on the game, or like it's not like you're trying to master it, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, you semi master it, but it's not like you're trying to be all like, oh, brain heavy. Oh, I'm going to dodge like this. I'm going to evade the attack like that. I'm going to make it to where I don't take any damage, or you're just trying to beat a boss. You're trying to, even if you took damage, you're just trying to get through. And then you eventually beat it and move on to the next game, or keep playing the same game for replay value. Or even try to get platinum trophies. But it's not like you're trying to be like that type of masterful kind of gameplay that I saw with Stealth Gamer BR and others, where it's like you're evading, taking no damage, you're quick on your feet, you're able to choose the right attacks at the right time, you're able to make the right moves. It's not like you're trying to do that because you're just trying to play and beat it and casually just having fun. You understand what I'm saying? That's like the casual gaming side. You let me know if you understood what I'm saying. Like that it's just taking like in the mind of the casual gamer. In the mind of the person who's just trying to just play some games and just have fun. Or like you're just playing games when you enjoy them. It's just you're playing them, you might master some moves, master some gameplay mechanics, but it's not like you're trying to maneuver and do so much just to show off, or not even show off, just to be like playing the game in a unique and different way. You're just trying to beat it. You're just going through and enjoying the story and game and going for the ride. You let the game move, you ride on it, and then you go on. It's like you're letting the game drive you where it wants you to go, instead of you driving the motor and then directing it in a way that's unique and creative that you may want to go. It's like it's a different kind of experience of gameplay for people who do that. So like gamers, YouTubers like that, they can do that because they will spend their time learning to do that. While the rest of us, or anybody else who just like casually may not want to spend time doing that. Because maybe you're like, oh, I just want to beat all my games and move on to the next new thing. And they could do that too, but it's like they just, if they're a content creator, they just want to show like what they can do with the games that they've been playing for so long, repetitively and very well. Very amazing. Deep down, I mean, I may not do exactly like what they're doing because I'm playing mostly RPGs and some other games. I'm not really playing too many stealth games, but it is possible. Like what I did with the no damage play that I did against against the shadowy form of that was like it was almost like a shadowy form of Sora in a way. But it was more shadow out of Roxas. Because it looked like Sora with the black hair and everything, but yeah, it came out of Roxas. Yeah, he came out of Roxas. But like, yeah, I remember that. How I played the video already, but it was like, yeah, there was no damage. So I think stuff like that. And part of it is also keeping up because there are people who've already done it. But it doesn't mean people don't like seeing the same old thing or anything like that. It's just people have done it. They've done it over and over and over and over again. And so it's like, what else is new? But when it's new games and people keep doing it, it's like, oh, wow. And then people get known for that. For my channel, I want to be known for streaming and highly discussing with deep analysis certain games, story-driven type games, and deep, in-depth to what goes on in its story and lore to kind of bring about discussion of said topics or subject matters that are relevant to the game. Whether it's for inspiration, for educational, or just for fun. Sometimes I even do it for fun. And then along with that, I'll still entertain you with some highly skilled gameplay and reactions. I'll still do that. So I'm kind of a mixture of both. Trailer reactions I could still do, but it's like I have to decide if I want to, like, what kind of game trailers I want to do. Do I want to do Genshin? Do I want to Honkai Star Rail? Do I want to do both? Do I want to get back to that? Do I want to do some other reactions? Like, what is it that I want to do? So I got to be well informed of what kind of trailer reactions and what I'm going with. For me, like, I could do a trailer reaction, but I kind of want to do it where I'm, like, investigative about it as I do it. But I'm going to react so you can see the reaction, and then I can share, like, some investigative details after the reaction. It might even, or if it's not a reaction, it might be, like, highlights of the reaction with a little analysis here and there for each part of the reaction. But I want to make sure you get my reaction so you can see that. Now, most people, when they see a reaction trailer or someone reacting, they just see someone reacting to it. And they might be elated with that alone. That doesn't mean I won't fit my little investigative mind into it, even when I do a reaction. I'll just have to be creative in how I approach it. So I'll figure it out. I think I might have an idea in my head, but I'll have to see if it will work. But I don't want to deter off or detract people from the reaction too much, so I have to be careful about that. I remember this short. I still got to get back to playing this game. I know I put that in there just to be funny. Anyway, I'm trying to leave. Can I go back, please? Take me back, take me back, take me back. It's being slow on me. Come on now, take me back. Thank you. Like, why are you running? Yeah, the Lego was literally like running all the way, running like it was the Lego was running away. I mean, it ran away to turn around, but it was just like, why are you running? I also got to quit the habit of one of the things I don't like doing is like I noticed I kept recording, like I'll record my stream, but I wouldn't even bother to check the footage until like some days later. I'm like, I gotta stop doing that. I think what it is I get a little hyper skeptical about whether or not if I'm like, I get worried. It's like, oh no, am I not? Is this not the right amount of content? Is this not right? I mean, did I record right? Did I get the right thing, or did I fail to? Like, I'll get worried or get concerned about that, and it's like, I can't be doubting myself like that. I think the best thing to do is, if I do decide to record a portion of my stream, go back, watch that portion, and see if there's anything worth pertaining to what I want to do on my channel worth posting as a video or a short, and then go with it. If it's not, delete it, because I'm recording stuff and leaving it on my laptop to take up memory, and I can't be doing that. I got too much old footage, and I gotta clear. I'm gonna be cleaning house on my laptop a lot, because there's stuff I know I'm not posting that I ain't even post. So I'm like, what's the point of all that being on there if I'm not gonna use it? Some of it is old games. It's like, I don't even need it. So it's like, what am I doing to myself? So I might just delete a ton or all of it if I need to, because it's like a start over thing. Because it's like, what's the point? And so I got to quit doing that habit. It's like, there's no need to record stuff I'm not going to use or put in my stream. I got a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't think that's about what I can talk about. I'm looking at my time. I'm starting to feel a little weary. I gotta go let a family member know. I gotta let some people know about tomorrow, because I'm gonna be gone in the morning and stuff, and I got some things to do tomorrow. So there's a lot of things I gotta tend to. So I think one of the big things is just figuring out what I decide to do from here. Yeah, I think that's what I need to figure out. So I think what I'll do is take some time off after this to just kind of think over and relax my mind and just figure out, like, what am I going to do? How I'm going to approach from when I do my content on my channel from now on. And then, yeah, what am I going to do from here? Because it's pretty much this is what I have. I think streaming on YouTube, it's nice, but I think it has worked in the past for me. It still does work, but I think it really, really depends on like a lot of factors, especially when it's like new games. But sometimes I found it funny when I would stream new games. Some occasions I would get like lots of views, and some I'll be like so little views. It's like, and like, let's say I got it very early, but it's like, what's the point? Like, sometimes it feels that way. But I think it still is worth my while to consider these things carefully. So, case in point, here are things that I'm doing from this day forward. Number one, cleaning house on my laptop. But I got a lot of old vids and clips and stuff that I need to clear out, because I ain't doing a damn thing to it. I ain't doing that. I haven't done anything to any of those clips, so it's like, what's the point? I'm not even going to question whether I want to keep them on there anymore, because it's like there's too much of it. So I need to just clear out all the old stuff. Number two, taking with what I'm doing on my channel, begin to brainstorm and figure out, well, what ideas would be most relevant to what I'm doing on my channel with the games that I have that I enjoy. I would just start with the games that I know that I have enjoyed playing, that I really, really like, and games that I know that are upcoming, or games that I know that we have, and then just start brainstorming, like, what games do I want to just stream to have fun with, but what games I want to really do my analyses on, what games do I really want to get into, that type of thing. And just start going that route. And then really define what my idea is, how to proceed from there. That's what I need to do. And then once I figure out I can get the ball rolling. And then also number 3 is also definitely continue my drawing concepts that I'm doing right now. I'll get my PNG tubing thing active eventually, or imagery active, however I want to design it. I do like how the way this is looking. I really do like how this is looking thus far. I think it's just taken me time to really conceptualize, really sit down and figure out where I'm going, what I actually really need to be, what really I'm going to do for the rest of my life on this. And then I'll also organize and prioritize, figure out things outside of this channel, how I'm going to proceed on a lot of other matters as well. It's a lot of things to think about. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. At least now what I could say is that I'm just glad I was able to get this stream, get this thing going and everything. I did do a little recording of this stream, so I'm going to review my footage. Maybe not tonight because I'm really tired out. Tomorrow, and then start brainstorming about like, well, what from this stream I want to show. If there's anything I want to show at all. And if not, and I don't care for it, I'll just delete it. This is just a prime example of testing my change of habit so I don't just record for nothing. I don't want to record footage that I'm never going to post. It doesn't make sense to do that. Okay, then. So that's where we're going. All right, then. I think I'm probably going to call it a night. I'm still a little thoughtful about what I've been doing and stuff, and just we'll take time to get things figured out. Yeah. And a lot of things, I admit, a lot of things have happened in the world that a lot of things from even the political. There's just so much cultural, so much stuff. You know, I don't talk about politics here as much or anything. I might do, one of the things I might do is, you know, there's a few ideas that I have in mind I'm thinking of, but I don't know if I'm going to put them to work. Maybe I'll do a lore video about me if I want to, just for fun. Maybe have it animated. I don't know. I'll have to think on that if I really want to do something like that. Maybe I might do an introduction type stream about like my channel more in depth, and then also like, here are my list of rules. Here's because there are channels that do that. They might have a stream or a video where they're like, this is my rules. This is what, like, you know, that's up to me if I want to do that. I'll think that one over. But other than that, I'm going to say peace out. I am ready to just rest my mind, and I'll come back on here to sort of eventually, maybe not tomorrow just yet, but like as I sort things out, I'll start to figure out how I'm going to proceed from here. All right, then, Haseo, I'll see you later, buddy. It's nice of you to drop by. Thank you so much for at least being the one person to watch my stream. Just watch, lurk, however you do it, and and hang out here, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you. It's just a lot to think about. But one thing, what the? Sorry. Well, the second monitor almost went out for a little bit. Thought it went out. One thing I will also consider is Twitch being another platform where I might do my streaming a little more. But I do like streaming on YouTube more. It just doesn't mean I might not drop and go to Twitch for a little bit. So no worries, man. Everything's all good. Everything's all good. Everything's all good. I'm good. Doom, doom, da doom, da doom. I'm good. All right. See ya, Haseo. See you, anybody, everybody. See ya. I'm going to go ahead and call this stream over. And I'm just going to rest up and think about a lot of things. All right. I'll just say this. May you go in peace. And may you prosper and be in health. That even your soul may prosper. Y'all take care. Have a good, nice rest of your day or night, evening, however your time zone may call it. Get a good rest, close your eyes, have a good night's sleep if it's midnight for you. Peaceful to you all. Peace out.